Live on Tennis Channel, indeed. First of two women's doubles semifinals. Leigh Waters and Anna Leigh Waters. Two names that are very familiar and renowned around the pickleball world. Taking on two more names that can really fit into the same category. Leah Jansen, Parenteau. This is a matchup, I would say, again, familiarity is going to be a key between these two duos. And Noah Eagle, Morgan Evans, glad to be taking you through all the action. All right, Morgan, again, bird's eye view of this one. What stands out in particular?
Well, it's the relative new partnership of Parenteau and Jansen that has really come into fruition almost immediately. When Parenteau and Irvin broke up not too long ago, everyone was a little curious how it was going to go with new partners. Parenteau and Jansen have proven they have what it takes to gel together and get the job done, already winning a title.
You could see that instant chemistry for the Waters. To your point, the familiarity with each other, obviously a mother-daughter duo, you're going to have that instant offense, that instant aggression, and know exactly where each one is going to be moving almost before it happens. But Jansen and Parenteau right there with them.
But this is why the game loves the women's doubles. It's phenomenal how good the rallies are, how well the teams can turn defense into offense, get back into the point.
Fiery start to this one on both sides. You know, everyone does talk about Anna Leigh Waters, but Leigh Waters has really left her mark on the sport. You know, said she's 42, 43 years old, soon to be. But feels like she's in the prime of her career, and it plays like it as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. At the beginning of the year, she had a bit of a slump, I'll be honest, but we weren't quite sure if she was going to be, you know, suggesting to Anna Leigh to think about her next partner. And she's always been honest about that there will come a time where, you know, she feels like Anna Leigh needs to move on, and she would always step aside. However, she has done such a good job of lifting her game and becoming a really dominant force on the court. Great finish from Anna Leigh Waters. It's kind of a unique pairing in a lot of ways, that when you have someone on the court that is the dominant player between the two, Anna Leigh Waters is that for the team of Leigh and Anna Leigh. However, she plays on the right-hand side, and primarily to keep her two-handed backhand in the middle. However, it can get a little tricky for her to be able to take over in the same way we often see someone like Ben Johns take over the game in men's doubles.
Meanwhile, for Jansen and Parenteau, you're going to see some of that fire for sure come out from Leah. Jansen has that type of personality, especially on court, can get into it emotional in the best way possible. Fuels her play.
Exactly. Uses it to fuel and help her team as often as possible. And next to her, Parenteau, for me, probably the most stylish, most graceful player on the court. It's so pretty to watch how well she relaxes her wrist through some of these inside-out forehand dinks. We saw one there. It's a beautiful watch. Just sailing a little wide, giving Waters and Waters a 2-point lead.
4-2-2.
And Jansen just overextended slightly. She was back off the line a little further than need be and went for a full stretch. think if we see another point slip, we're going to have a timeout.
And you can tell the future.
There we have the familiar sounds of paddles dropping and a timeout. 6-2.
Waters and Waters starting to take control of this first game, already 5 points away from claiming it, up 6-2 as they continue to flex their muscles in Orange County. Well, Lee Waters and Annalee Waters, so far today in this doubles draw, they have been in fact dominant. Including the 2 points in this first game, they've only dropped 12 total, this being their third match of the day.
Unbelievable. Jansen did so well to scramble out. The net got involved in the end as she moved forward, trying to control that last volley, just floating it long.
So the timeout doesn't stop this train until it does.
Until the net gets involved and stops it for them.
So Jansen and Parenteau given a gift, and now a chance to make up some of that ground.
And a good call of no. And everyone agreed on the court that one was sailing long, and sure enough, it does.
2-7-2.
That's just a great strategy. You can't argue with that.
Now for Jansen and Parenteau, it's been a little bit more of a rocky road to get to this point, although their last opponent, very good. Anna Bright and Georgia Johnson.
Yeah, that's going to be a great team.
That would end up being 12-10 in the third at Jansen and Parenteau. It's a great backhand.
Oh, it really is. She gets into so many positions where most players could really just hope to reset the ball. On that occasion, able to not just do that, but apply plenty of power. Oh, to be young again. Did such a good job getting back behind that ball, dropping it back into the kitchen. Unfortunately, tried to put a little icing on that cake.
I prefer my cake without icing anyway.
Seriously. No one's ever said that.
No, a little icing's fine, but when it's over iced.
Oh, no, I know what you mean.
You know?
It just, yeah, you can't really get a good feel for the, for the cake.
You want the cake part. You know, you want a good ratio, good balance.
It is all about ratio, isn't it?
It is.
And just like in here, it's risk versus reward. Wow.
I think we might have a new point of the tournament.
I think so. I think so. Jansen Parenteau really getting excited, as they should. This point had a firefight, the likes of which you will never likely see your average park court. So will that be the point that really starts some momentum for Jansen Parenteau?
Oh, they're in it now.
They really are. It's tough. Tough when the net's getting involved a lot right now. but players are doing a good job of dealing with it.
4-7-2.
Nice work there from Parenteau, seeing the unwinding stack and just playing a nice controlled ball, not wanting to risk a giant drive, potentially out. So they get a couple points back. And Jansen is calling for the switch. This is risky against two drivers of the ball that are so proficient.
Quick reaction, though. Jansen doing her part, keeping the pressure on the Waters.
Nice disguised attack from Parenteau. Gets the better of young Waters.
Just a great recovery from Jansen and Parenteau after falling behind, and felt like this first game could be over very quickly. Instead, it's been turned around, and this is more of the match that we expected between these two.
For sure, four fantastic players at the height of their game. It's unfortunate. Parenteau and Jansen really constructed a great point there. And an offensive timeout from Team Waters. 2 points up, but they have something to say.
Still just 4 points away from claiming this first game. We'll see if the mother-daughter duo can get it done when we come back on Tennis Channel. Well, it's only fitting that Lee Waters and Anna Lee Waters would be playing by the water in the community of Rancho San Clemente and the Select Medical Orange County Cup. Just 4 points away from this first game, and it's been an entertaining and adventurous opening game on both sides.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, often a fair amount of blunt force trauma. Attempted to get the points done, but we wouldn't have it any other day.
Right on cue.
Yeah, the speed in which these players can contact the ball out in front and really get the two-handed backhands locked and loaded. It's quite amazing. So now just 2 points away. Waters getting it done with precision. However, a ball on the court.
We've seen that a couple times already today.
9-5-1. Second serve.
Counter-attack, Jansen and Parenteau. They've got plenty of power, too, when they want to. It's all in the reserve, ready to go.
Yeah, so often it really just comes down to shot selections, understanding that risk versus reward ratio we talked about when we were starting to discuss icing on cakes and how that is definitely relevant to pickleball. Who makes the best choices on serve versus return? Who can differentiate the two?
First game in the books. Waters and Waters flowing through 11-5, claiming the first one game away from the final in Orange County. Just tremendous stuff as Annalie and Lee doing what they do best, using force, using their smarts, high IQ pickleball. On to the second we go in Orange County on Tennis Channel. Gotta say, some fitting music in Orange County, and the community of Rancho San Clemente enjoying the dulcet tones of Katy Perry as we get set for the second game. Waters and Waters, the 2 seed, Jansen and Parenteau, the 3, and the Waters duo trying to book yet another ticket to yet another final.
Talked a little bit about Triple Crowns earlier. Annalie Waters has a chance as well in the singles final against Paris Todd in the mixed final alongside J.W. Jansen.
And it was Jansen who also had the opportunity but couldn't get through the semifinal on the men's doubles side. Falling in our most recent matchup to Jansen Kohler.
And Annalie Waters, brave enough to stay in there, knowing there's a potential attack. Got a paddle on a nice cross-court dink. That might have helped a little bit, but still a fantastic angle to win the point.
You know, Morgan, I think a lot of people watch this and they see just how talented everybody who plays is, and especially at this level, how high of a level you have to be at. Don't realize how much work does go into it, how much preparation. And the Waters certainly fall into that. Jansen, Parenteau certainly fall into that. Everybody we've seen today, that work is there.
Oh, for sure. No, the game is not far away from needing that 10,000 hours rule to be a professional. So, Waters starting to get good mojo happening early. The crowd starting to get involved.
And an early timeout, probably a smart move from Jansen and Parenteau, as the Waters team has extended this second game lead. So Waters and Waters, we've seen them in pressure moments unfazed. We've seen them with big leads unfazed. It just feels like they've got everything covered for every possible outcome to this point in their career.
You look so far, the only teams that have really been able to get the better of them, firstly, it's often when they're not playing at their very best. And it's a team that can play with equal amounts of aggression, and generally when they're at the height of their play as well, they're a tough team. It's impressive to see how well they take care of business. Coming up after this, though, it's going to be another heated battle. Kovalova and Smith, who have been playing their best pickleball. Unbelievable stuff in recent tournaments. A lot of gold medals. Irvin and Newman, that's a relatively new one. Jessie Irvin played with Anna Bright in the recent tournament. They did very well together. Couldn't quite come away with the gold. However, Lindsay Newman is back, and she's been out. She's been having children. 2 wonderful kids now, and we're very happy for her, but the game has missed her. Looking forward to seeing her back in action.
That one should be plenty of fun, but first we need to finish here. And now it's Waters and Waters up 5-1 in this second game. Look, Jansen and Parenteau falling behind, but we know how quickly they can get themselves back into it.
Oh, for sure. This is far from done.
Case in point, Parenteau right at the kitchen line.
Yeah, Parenteau is one of the few players that has a fantastic ability with a single-handed backhand, as well as the two. Most of the top ladies, they typically go towards the two-hander. So Jansen to serve. A familiar reset maneuver. Oh, a couple of fantastic resets midpoint. It's so much fun when there's a heated exchange followed by a cool, calm, and collected reset into the kitchen, a couple more dinks, and then fireworks again. You can see a number of people in the crowd on the side of the Waters.
And a couple times the net has been on their side as well.
And as was gravity there.
6-2-1.
Parenteau ready that time.
Very much so. I think she's starting to get better reads on the kind of attack angles that Anna Lee trying to get behind her. And an uncharacteristic return error from Jansen.
7-2-2.
A good serve and a great drive, catching Parenteau on the move.
Jansen and Parenteau will take their final time out of this second game, with the Waters team just 3 points away from victory.
I consider myself like a fierce competitor. I'm super competitive. I have been my entire life. But I just love the sport in general, and when I'm out there, I'm super passionate about my game, and when I'm off the court, I'm super fun, loving. I love doing exercise even when I'm off the court. I'm super energetic, but you know, even when I'm off the court, I think about pickleball all the time.
You can certainly see that passion for the sport every time Anna Lee Waters is out there. And right now, her and her mother, Lee, just 2 points away.
Yeah, they're applying so much pressure, and it's pressure coming from consistency more than anything else. Oh, and a miscommunication. Mother-daughter, very rare, but you know, she's going to be doing some more chores because of that.
Yeah.
She'll be washing dishes, cleaning cars.
Oh, man.
Second server.
Good reach-in intercept. I like to call it an intercept more often than a poach. You know, it just has a better connotation to it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And it was indeed an out ball, so they get the serve back.
9-2-1.
Once again, 2 points away.
And you just cannot get anything past Anna Lee Waters right now.
It's so tough defensively right now. This is a very polished performance.
A masterpiece. Wow. Team Waters 11-2 in the second, and they are on to the final in Orange County.
Anna Lee Waters heading towards a potential triple crown. Congratulations to her. Anna Lee Waters, as always, rock solid. She played fantastically well there. Often just setting up, but defensively brilliant. And they looked the goods once again.
An unblemished performance, dropping just 7 points in this one after dropping just 10 points in their first two. Only 17 points allowed through 3 matches in the tournament. Just unbelievable efficiency from Lee and Anna Lee. We'll hear from them and much more after the break as the mother-daughter duo continues to dominate on their way to the final in Orange County. This duo never ceases to amaze. Anna Lee Waters, her mother Lee Waters, just continue to exert their will and do it again in Orange County. Let's hear from them with Hannah Johns.
Well, ladies, welcome back to Championship Court. Team Waters just earned their ticket to Championship Sunday. Guys, congratulations. Anna Lee, it looked like you guys just ran away with game 2. What was working so well out there?
Well, playing aggressive, that's always been our game, and I think after the first game we were feeling pretty confident, so it was kind of easy to go out and play our game. We were having a lot of fun, and at the last one, Mom was like, drive, and then you poach. So it was just stuff like that that we were talking about throughout the match.
Well, Lee, you guys are credited with making banging popular, hitting the ball really, really hard. Why does that work so well for your team?
Yeah, I think the fact that we have that mother-daughter intuition, we know where the person's going to go before they hit it, so it allows us, I think, to be a little bit more aggressive because we can anticipate what's going to happen next, and it's worked for us so far.
Well, Annalie, talk about how cool it is to travel the world as a 15-year-old. What are the bad things? What are the positives, the negatives?
The bad thing is that you're on a flight for like 5 hours at a time, but the positives are you get to see so many new places, try different food, and I get to do it with my family, which is, I think, like the biggest thing.
Congratulations, guys. We'll see you on Championship Sunday.